Glued to their phone, checking the latest odds on their bets. But what happens when you win? What you need to know with your cash and those winnings is Marty Davidoff, a CPA and partner at Prager and Metis. So good to see you here. I think a lot of people, this is when they, maybe they do little $5 parlays here and there. But for the Super Bowl, there's a possibility you win a lot of cash here. What's your first advice?
Our first advice is you're going to have to pay tax on it. You're taxable on all of your income. And what's unusual about our tax law is that you can claim all of your winnings, or you have to claim all your winnings, but you can only claim your losings from separate sessions as itemized deductions. So you can't necessarily net them. So if you go to one online unit and win money, and you go to another online vendor and lose money, you have to put the winnings up above the line, and the losses only if you itemize your deduction. So for the small bettors, it's an unfair tax system, but it's taxable even if it's not reported.
Okay, so even at a minimum amount, everything, $1 is taxable?
Technically under the law, $1 is taxable, absolutely.
All right, so definitely get your forms. What form are we looking for? Because I imagine these apps have some sort of tax and document center.
Well, actually, sports betting, if you're betting on the game through these things, you don't get a formal form that goes to the IRS. A W-2G will only happen if you have a parlay where you're getting over 300 to 1 odds and winning over $600. It's based upon the old horse racing trifecta. You'd bet $2 and get $600, and then you would have to report that. But if standard people who are betting, putting up $100 and maybe winning 110 or winning 90, those don't get reported to the IRS. They do get reported. Most of these companies will indeed, tell you how much you netted or lost, but they're not reported to the IRS. And one of the issues is that probably a lot of people don't report it.
Yeah, I guess, do you have any advice for those of us who may not be looking to spend a lot of money? Is it best to just not even bet, because if you do win, it may not be worth it in the end?
Well, listen, it's fun. So people are going to want to bet because it's fun, not because they're necessarily winning or losing money. And fun is part of it. And if you're winning money, and you do have to report it. And if if you do have a bunch of bets on the same day, probably it'll be considered one session. If you're doing it through one thing, and you can offset the gains against losses, or if you itemize, you will get the benefit of the losses. But essentially, people are doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But it is taxable.
It is taxable. You got to remember that. And we are in tax season, and that's certainly not fun. But Marty, that's why we talk to people like you who can understand it and give us the ins and outs.
And one other thing, one of the things that we're trying to do as a group is to help change the legislation to allow people to offset their itemized losses against the gains. So if you go to a casino on every Saturday and win $100, and every Sunday you lose $100, you've netted zero. But the tax law, not the IRS, the tax law that's written by Congress says you have to report income of $5,200, and if you don't itemize, and 90% of the people don't itemize, you're not going to get the benefit of the deduction. So Talk to your congressman and ask them to change that law.
Okay, I think a lot of people that perked their ears. Thank you, Marty. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Check in with Chris, and do you like it or not after the break?